Hi, everybody. My name is Mark Machado. I'm a realtor with Corcoran Global Living, and I'm a proud sponsor of Donuts for Breakfast, and we are the remedy. I believe that Desire to Inspire Studios is a great and safe place for kids to learn. The opportunity to be able to come out and experience what it's like to be on a set, experience what it's like to work with other people, experience what it's like to have to create and build relationships with people that you're going to work with is so important. We need to respect our youth and we need to teach them, we need to help them grow. And I think this is a great opportunity for us and myself as a sponsor to help those kids grow. If you like this programming and like helping our youth, please consider sponsoring the show. Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to We Are the Remedy, where each week we interview someone who embodies the idea of people helping people. We present a problem in the world going on, and we interview someone from the community and what they're doing and why they're passionate about helping out and solving it. And today with us, we have Christina Moore. Say hello, Christina.
Hello, Christina.
And my name's Trevor. My name's Trevor Henley, and I'm the inspirational activist and founder and executive director of Desire to Inspire Studios Foundation. We have with us Michael Pritchard.
Hi, everybody. Love you.
And actually, Christina is with us. I think this is day 2?
Sure.
Something like that. Of
2.5,
she's
3/4.
officially joining our team as an apprentice under the development director role.
Yes.
And Christina, you joined us for a day of observation, for lack of better words, about a month ago. Yeah. And you wrote a really awesome email to Raw. Do you want to talk a little bit about your day and how that may have led to here?
Sure. Yeah. So Raw and I actually met at the pet food store where I work. And
I've been there too.
Yeah.
Right.
He was actually one of my customers at Pete's Coffee.
I worship her.
Yeah,
she's awesome.
Back. Obviously he's well caffeinated.
Always.
Then and now.
But yeah, so through meeting Raw, I got the opportunity to come by and hang out and see what you guys were all about. It ended up being a day where John Wallace, who started the nonprofit Surviving the Odds project, was here talking with you guys. And so I think when I got here, there was some downtime. I got to talk to John. He told me about his program.
I think you got to be here for both the Donuts for Breakfast and the We Are the Remedy. And
yeah, well, I missed donuts, but I got the We Are the Remedy, and then afterwards had time to shoot the breeze with you guys and talk about your future and just kind of observe and witness everything. So what ended up happening was I left here that day. I ran a few errands. I went back to my best friend's house and I started telling her what happened. And within minutes, I was like full blown sobbing like a baby because I was just overwhelmed. I was so happy to have spent the day here, to be with like-minded people, working in retail and being an essential business through the last year and a half with COVID. Definitely darkened my outlook on humanity. Everything that happened in this last year and a half darkened my view on humanity. So
pretty overwhelming, wasn't it?
Right? Yeah. Exactly. In every way. And so it was, for lack of a better term, or maybe the perfect term, a spiritual reawakening for me.
Life altering.
Yeah. And so it was like tears of joy and tears of release and hope.
Good. Yeah.
It was really special. And
like, it's kind of like coming to a sanctuary or a chapel where you're on receive, right? And you're like, oh, this is what I need. And it's not church, but in a way it is.
Yeah.
You know, I always tell everybody religion is for people afraid of going to hell. Spirituality is for people who have already been there. And, you know, when I first
Fair
met you,
point.
you are such an astounding spirit, because when I think of you, I think of the engaged person who works, and yet you do more. You're an advisor to people about pets and life, and how they can be really medicine for the human spirit.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
You know, and I remember telling all the folks there one day that one day we have a big white German Shepherd, June, and I had a young Navy SEAL coming to the house, a very kind of gruff guy, very tough, and he comes to the house and the dog barks at everybody, whoever comes to the house, because the dog never wants to leave that house. It's sanctuaried into a rescue situation where it knows it's loved completely and wants to protect itself from ever having suffered the first year and a half of its life, where it had cigarette butts put out and it had, you know, chains and fly swatters. If you even grab a fly swatter now, she runs out of the room, even now at 14, close to 15. But when he came, the dog was silent and curious, and just finally went over and put its paw and its chin on him, and he got emotional. And I said, you know, Senior Master Chief, I got to tell you, I go, she barks at everybody. You're the first time. I go, she's a rescue out of Oakland, and we got her a ways back, and she loves being here and being with our family. And my grandson, everybody, we love her. She's medicine for us. And he goes, yeah, she feels me. I feel her. Two wounded souls, sir.
Oof.
And I went, wow. And when I come to places where people know what pets can mean to the isolated, to the lonely, to the senior citizen, to the hospice patient, to the veteran, the care pet, the care facility, the horses, right? You know, I mean, when we work out at Halleck Creek Ranch, where we would raise 200, 210, something like that for them. And they take autistic children and kids with cerebral palsy, put them on horses, and we get some of our old vets out there to watch them, and they get real weepy, and they haven't cried since their combat days. This is the human spirit that we connect to, not just here, but when you meet this beautiful young lady, when you're there, you know she understands the soul of it. And that's why I think, let's just talk about COVID for a minute and its impact on our community itself, and what you saw when you were, because you're helping run it with all those young people that are working with you, and they need as much the leadership that you and the heart you exude as they can get. But what do you think we learned during this 20 months? What do you think we learned? Because it was overwhelming to you, and you're a very strong person.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it was, I needed to go to therapy. I needed to.
What's wrong with that?
Oh, I'm practicing human touch right now. My therapist is making me hug people for 15 seconds so that I get the endorphin release.
Right. The oxytocin comes from, sure, of course.
Yeah. De-escalation things, so that when, and I for real have had things like this happen, people verbally attack me and get into my face.
Talk about the mask thing.
In my face.
What is that about? What do you think that's about? I don't get that.
I don't know. I think people just need to have an opinion. I mean,
no, I get it.
Yeah, they need to have an opinion.
They need to have an opinion. And you know what's really interesting is that, like, now, for the moment where you know, masks have been restrictions have been lifted a little bit, people are finding they're so used to complaining and being in a bad mood, or having, you know, just the worst day ever every day.
Overprivileged?
Sure. Yeah, we could say that. Yes. They're now finding.
I think we call it inflamed entitleitis. Go ahead.
Well, not everybody.
No,
Not
not
everybody.
everybody, no,
But
but many
But a lot of
people.
people that are having,
We're in a privileged community.
Yeah,
yeah.
You know, I mean, certainly you have to accept, but the thing is, what I don't understand is why do you have to take it out on the person who's
I don't
working there?
understand that either. Just because I'm behind a counter doesn't mean that I'm any less intelligent or human sensitive, any of those
And the young
things.
people that you work with are just
Oh, it breaks my heart when
Yeah.
like one of my kids was gay bashed, not even by an actual customer. The guy came in to get dollars for his rolls of pennies, and the kid had nail polish on. He's so
Yeah.
cute, and it had to be a thing. And I had to, I'm the manager, so I had to like mama bear and like protect him. So I take all of that on too.
What does it do? What does it do to not just your day, but to everybody's day after that? Because do you want like all look at each other and go,
Oh yeah,
"You gotta be
yeah,
kidding
for
me."
hours. Like, we'll just, are you
You have to have a group therapy session
Yeah.
at the pet shop, right?
Yeah, we do.
Oh,
We
30
totally
seconds of
do.
someone unleashing on you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
And really, and what it reinforces for me is just the need for humor.
Yes.
So much.
You are so
so
good. You are
often.
actually good. Yeah.
Like, and that's what I try to do. That's what's most important to me, for my staff and everything. Like if they're laughing, if they
Right.
can
Yes.
pause for a moment, they can
Yes.
forget everything that just happened or whatever. They're okay.
Well, I always tell this thing because I teach anger management. And I said, we had a lady at the airport and the guy walks up and goes, "Do you have any idea who I am at all?" And she got on the loudspeaker at the airport and goes, "Folks, there's a man over here who doesn't know who he is. If any of you recognize him, please come over. I'm assuming he's lost." Right. So, and sometimes you just, even if you ask a question, I go, do you kiss your children at night with a mouth that uses that language? And then all of a sudden when confronted, or what I call ICE, intervene, confront, enlighten.
Right.
The way you're treating us is that we're less than you. And that could hardly be, the truth, because we're all equal. And so I'm assuming that you're having a hard day. But that said, you can't treat people like this. And then sometimes they get a hold of themselves, right? But what is it, the impact to us on the receiving end of that? One day I have to tell you, I will, because you were correct. I have to say, this is wrong on every level. I did not mean to hurt her, but I was just kind
That's
of
really good.
performing.
Yeah, what's happening?
I was performing. I was at our local coffee shop, Pete's. We call it Give Pete's a Chance. And this lady starts in on the young girl behind the counter. And she's obviously an immigrant kid working. And she's as sweet and innocent and almost like in a holy sense, not wanting any conflict. She's just trying to do her job. And the woman goes, "Do you even know what soy is? Soy is not a word for your people." And we're all like, and I was there with a big highway patrolman who's standing behind me. And he's just going, I can feel him ratcheting up to the explosion. And I said, oh my God, ma'am. Oh my God, I didn't recognize you without the flying monkeys. And it was wrong. Okay, but I'm a customer.
Right.
And
So
everybody burst out laughing. And she starts cursing me and runs to the door. And I was going, "Ma'am, come on, it's a joke,
She was running out the door and you didn't sing.
Well, I always go. Okay, anyway, but she's on the door. And I go, "Ma'am, it's we're just, everybody, can we have calm?"
Right.
Calm, amenity of serenity, peace, release the peace, serene the scene. And she curses and gives me this one finger salute. And we all are, okay. And then she's out the door and she screeches away. And the highway patrolman goes just like this. I should go running after her and tag her, but I'd rather be here with you guys. And so I go California Highway Patrol.
Mike, what did it do for the person behind the counter?
Well, she was like crying, and I said, sweetheart, come on, we don't listen to people who are filled. And I said, I always love those lines by the kids. What made me burst out laughing was the line by the little kid who said, too many hater taters are raising too many hater tots. Hater tots, folks, hater tots. Right. Woo. So I remember talking to a little kid, what'd you learn today? And he goes, don't let your sad to turn to mad, because then it all gets bad. And you realize that many children have such a better thing. But when I see somebody who's literally, the work that you guys do at your shop is helping people feed, nurture, love, and give respite and medicine to their pets, so the pets can become the medicine again, right? And all you're doing is a favor to community, right? And here they are being abused. It makes no sense. I mean, you're providing a service that outrages some individual that's clearly having a very angry day. So what we have to stop and remember, which is important to do, is to accept that they hurt people, wounded people, wound people. And so not to come at them with aggression and anger or smart alecky comments. And I apologize for saying the Wicked Witch of the West. Shouldn't have done it, but it did get a big laugh from everybody. It kind of broke the tension.
And you're not about laughter at all. So
no, totally
me,
I don't like to have people in the community laughing out loud. But when some people need to be intervened on, it's important to not do it in a rage-filled fashion, but kind of I call it the Curly method.
So Mike, what about what prompts you to step up in a moment like that? Right? There was how many other people in that shop?
Oh, there was 40 or 50 people, and the laugh was explosive.
Well, but before that, before you intervened,
right,
before you said those words,
the tension's palpable.
Right? It's like you could feel it in the room, right? But what makes you step up whereas someone else doesn't?
I think that what happens is people are afraid to be inconvenienced in many privileged communities. It's not my affair. Dr. King's line is, and I think there'll come a time in your life when you can look at something being done inappropriately, or there'll come a time in your life when you can look the other way when cruelty is done or in angry things are done. But then you lose yourself, who you are, because you have to step up and say, the way you treat people is wrong. The way you're treating this young woman is inappropriate. But she wasn't going to hear the lecture. But if she became ridiculed, shunned, and shamed for inappropriate behavior, it might be helpful to her to realize. When she spun out of control, ran to the car, I kept thinking, and the highway patrolman said, I just hope she doesn't slam in. But this is road rage, which is so prevalent. And on the airplanes now, everybody's mad because they don't want to be told to do this or that. I don't have to follow the rules. There are no rules. These rules are not. And so this anger is palpable in the community. And this is the line I love by the little kid when I asked, don't let their bad day be your bad day, or your bad day be their bad day. Don't play angry tag with people.
That's cute. That's good.
Yeah. And they're 5 and 6 and 7. They know, they get it.
Yeah.
Because it hurts.
Yeah.
Use your words as shields and not as swords.
Yeah.
And people are using them now as swords.
But Mike has an advantage because he's funny and he's a big dude and he has a loud voice that carries too.
It's true.
And
I get it.
And but that's a good thing. And you use
it.
It's like good, using your power for good kind of a thing. And I've done that before too, not to toot my own horn, but I've yelled at. Yeah. And the thing that sucks, and I think maybe this is the message, is that, like when you're on the clock, you have to act a certain way, and there's like a certain amount of decorum that like you feel like you have to maintain at all points in time.
You're a
So even
leader.
though I want to
Right.
flash on you and get in your face and be
Right.
just as terrible to
Right.
you as you're being to me, I have to set an example to
For
my
the-
entire
yeah.
staff. I have to
Kids,
like be
yeah.
aware of how many customers are in my store and what their opinions are going to be. Like I have to maintain and keep my cool and keep everyone safe. And that's the level of selfishness that we're dealing with like wholeheartedly right now. I think is just like everyone is just so
And-
into themselves and their own
Right.
self-preservation.
Yeah.
Nothing else matters.
But then there's also, and you remember this, Trevor was on my show right after Columbine. Many young people were crying with bullets instead of tears. So Klebold and Harris, he was on my show in '99, and it's Sarah Fell High, and we were talking about the danger of words creating an epic volume of hatred, anger, and then violence. Somebody can go grab something and hit somebody.
Right.
And so why do you think, because you both of you, you're younger than me, I don't fight anymore. If somebody was going to fight me, I'd start laughing. I go, "Hey, Grandpa, and if you hit me and I have a cardiac, you're going to prison, and you'll be having really bad soup in the morning at the jail." So I think it's really important to figure out what it is, and I'm not making an accusation about your generation, my generation, but where is all that rage from? Do you think, both of you? You're smart. I mean, why take it out on a retail person? Why take it out on a young teacher like you, or Cesar, or Ra? I mean, your families, your parents, your kids. You don't need this.
Right.
And where does this come from? Even on the highway,
Right.
Even in the retail surgeon, even on a jet plane.
Right.
I don't get it. Where do you guys think it's from? I don't know. I'm just asking.
I mean, I would feel like it's just pent up rage that they can't do anything with, and they don't have an outlet for, and a safe place to do it. So it either explodes when it happens, or there's not a mechanism in place for them to be able to express how they feel in a safe environment.
Right.
And then when it comes out, it's like, well, that's one side.
Right.
That's the proactive side, I would suppose.
Right.
The other side is, a lot of it's about, if I can put someone else down, it makes me feel better about myself.
Right.
For whatever reason. I don't understand that. I feel like, the opposite is, if I can uplift someone, it makes me feel better about myself.
Yeah.
But
better choice too.
I would think so.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think it's also, you're the help. Right. And it's like, I'm at a retail store, I'm at whatever, I'm buying my dog food, who are you and why should I care?
Right.
And I'm angry.
Yeah. I mean, I
By the way,
constantly
here you
have
get
to
it.
like quantify
Yeah.
and qualify my abilities,
Right.
To get people to listen to
Right.
me.
How do you do that? How do you? What's your name? Well, you're
Right.
a beautiful and imposing figure as well.
Oh, thank you.
Are. You really are.
Thank you.
I mean,
Right.
I use it to my advantage.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
I know my strengths and I know how to sell things and I can sell anything to you as long as like I believe in it. So when I talk to people about their pets and stuff, I usually try and do some sort of read of what kind of human being they are. So I start out.
Why is it so important to do? That's first step. I'm with you.
Yeah, well,
1000%.
but it also has to be like a judgment-free thing because there are the kinds of people that come in that look like maybe they don't have a home and they'll spend $2,500.
Right.
So you can't judge a book by its
Right.
cover. But
Yeah.
I ask questions, and that's
Right.
what I usually
Right.
do to anybody is I just ask questions, I get them talking, and then as I find out more information, then I can, say what I need to say.
So I want to kind of go back to what you started out with, right?
Sure.
Going back to, the pandemic, the last year and a half,
Yeah.
it's been a very dark place for you, right? and then coming to that Thursday that you
Mm-hmm.
sat in
here,
our
yeah.
presence and we were graced by your presence, and,
Yeah, we
and then
were.
you went home and you were able to unload all of that,
Yeah.
right? So we're now here a month later.
Yeah.
Why?
Service work is just what I want to do. It's what makes me happy.
Right.
It's what makes me feel fulfilled. And that's service, either selling dog food to people or, being on this show, being in this nonprofit organization, whatever it is, as long as I feel like I'm doing something to better the
Mhm.
Yes.
situation. That's all that matters to
Right.
me.
Well, and you said something in your email about, like you said, spiritual awakening, but going back to being around like-minded people,
Mhm.
Right.
being
Mhm.
around people who care about the earth, or people who care about, I don't know, the three of us,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The person next to you,
Yeah.
Earth, mirth, rebirth.
right? So, you know, I mean, so what is it that, I mean, you're here now, you're embarking on this apprentice program with us. You're
Mhm.
going to jump into the role of development director, which
Mhm.
I'm super grateful for. And I'm really excited to work with you. But what is it you hope to accomplish, like internally, by working? Or
Oh,
what
that's
is
a
your
good question.
Yeah.
That's a good
what does
question.
your soul say to why you're embarking on this crazy adventure?
My soul, I don't know. There's a vibration in this place that is
Mm.
it's good
I
vibrations,
get it.
you know?
Yeah, I get it.
Um
Yeah.
and there's something about it that I need to I feel like I need to know you guys, and I need to know what's going to come from it, because something good
Energy.
is going to come. Yeah, it's a totally good energy. I feel like it was, just like kismet that Ra, and is that a romantic term or is that
No,
platonic? Okay.
it's both. It's kismet is it's the blessing of happenstance. We
Do
are
you like how I
blessed.
asked him
No,
instead of you?
don't thank you
Because-
for
yeah.
not asking me, 'cause I'm like, wait, what are you asking? I missed the entire word, apparently. Moving on.
Anyways,
Soul.
I felt like it was meant to be that
Yeah.
Ra and I would come into contact.
Right.
And
And then
things,
it's full circle with
yeah,
Pritchard.
yeah,
and then,
totally. Like
right.
everything just has fallen into place.
So this is probably not a fair question to ask, but hey, why
Ask.
not? How does it feel how do the differences feel when you're, say, at your job and here?
Wow.
So that's a good question. The same things excite me about it, just in totally different ways.
Yes.
My favorite things about my job are getting to interact with people who really
Mhm.
actually want my help,
Right.
Right.
and who are willing to listen and take that advice. Because my most favorite thing about it is having those customers come back and say, "Oh my God, my dog stopped having
Right.
blowout diarrhea
right,
or
right,
room
right.
clearing farts or whatever." I know that sounds totally trivial, but
It's
Doesn't
huge.
have
making
to
a
It's not
necessarily-
trivial.
Doesn't necessarily have to be a dog.
Yeah, I was
either.
gonna
this
say,
is true. Yeah, and I'm a cat lady and I will talk cats for
Yeah,
days, but
perfect.
it's fine.
I was-
Were you
He,
judging?
he
me?
was having fun.
No, I was having
No,
fun
he
at
was
the
having fun with the
camera.
camera.
I
Oh,
was
okay.
talking about farts and diarrhea because I'm
Who
a
doesn't
guy.
love farts and
Okay.
diarrhea?
Going back to cats.
I mean, that's also
Back
a
to
great part
cats,
of my
right?
job.
Back to cats.
Back to cats. Cats also have farts and diarrhea.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Back to soul.
Back to
How
soul.
about that? Yeah.
I like helping people, even when it's farts and diarrhea. More importantly, when it has to do with, just the overall happiness and well-being on the planet. If somebody's going to have a good day, if that's going to take a weight off of their shoulder,
Mhm.
whatever, that makes me happy and that makes me
Right.
feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
So that's
And how does it make you, like you said, feel fulfilled, but go a little deeper on that. When you're helping someone,
happy, energetic, hopeful, really.
Right. That's what we're seeking, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Isn't it after COVID more than anything?
right.
Hope is a robin on a branch singing. And that's the key. I think that like right now, what we all need, what you felt that day was restored hope. Okay.
Mhm.
Right.
Optimism, positivity, as Colin Powell said, it's a force multiplier.
Right.
The force is strong within you, and you get that we
Colin
need
Powell.
that.
I don't think that was cool.
You know, that we need that, and I think that you know, when you meet a group of people that are just trying to make it all better, and we're not your therapist, we're not your counselor, we're just your neighbors,
Right.
trying to figure out solutioneers
Yeah.
to making your life a little bit better in the neighborhood.
Mhm.
As I tell the little kids, neighborhood is neighbor good. Neighbor good is neighborhood. But what I think is, like, everywhere I try to go, whether it's the pet shop or Benicia Market or seeing the little kids from behind me, to spread a little joy and be mindful and kindful, right?
Yeah.
It costs nothing and it blesses everything,
Yeah.
right? But what do we need to do to extend this to corporate America?
Oh. Take away corporate America?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah.
If they're issuing edicts that tell us to be spend less time with the patient client,
Right.
spend less time with the get this over with quickly, make the sale and check out emotionally, and then you are being asked to deal with the public that's arriving angry, petulant, impatient, demanding.
Mm-hmm.
What's the cost to us in human terms? And that's the
Mhm.
key. I think that's why kindness and just practicing it and every day, and practicing hugging, practicing touching. We did a thing on Reiki for cancer patients on telemedicine now.
Right.
You can actually project off telemedicine, and they are finding this. You can doubt this, folks, but the statistics will bear us out that even prayer can lower levels of violence in communities. Good thoughts, consciousness thoughts, like, hey, folks, they can do these things. Now, of course, you're going to hear scientists, well, that's preposterous. Of course, it's preposterous. But many things are preposterous, and yet you never quit 1 minute before the miracle happens, right? And one of our miracles was having Chris come and be with us, because she saw what we were doing, she understood it, and she joined in, and she's helping us now, that's how we get. And she can do it part-time and still do her job and her work. And, you know, we're grateful for you, truly. I mean, we really are.
Well, and
grateful for you guys.
Yeah, most of them. We're out of time today, so I wanted to, you know, give you one last opportunity to say something off the cuff. Like, what would you say a recommendation or an idea for people to pursue today, tomorrow, this month,
to your young employees?
To your young employees.
Yeah.
Just
for life?
Yeah.
Okay.
What have you learned, not just as a leader, but as a manager and a person who's taking care of business at the store and helping people who are, you know, dealing with pets and stuff? What do you say to all of us, me included, you know, because I obviously.
We learn every day, right?
Yeah. I mean, I usually just tell my blanket statement is make good choices, because it's
That's
hilarious
true.
because no one
It
ever
is.
does. But it's fine.
Did you catch that quote, folks? It's hilarious, but nobody ever does.
No, I mean, I think like my message overall, as we have been talking, is again, I think going back to laughter. I hope that people laugh more.
Right.
I heard this horrible statistic that third graders laugh like 300 times a day, and it takes adults like 2 or 3 months to hit that number. And
Good thing we're not adults.
Yeah, right?
Boom. And I refuse should be one.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, so again, we're going to wrap up today. So thank you very much, Christina,
Thank
for being on the
you.
show. Thank you, Michael, for being here.
Thank you, sir.
Folks, be on the
Appreciate it.
lookout for Christina. She is a force to be reckoned with. We are so
Force
lucky
majeure.
to have her be part of our team.
Yes.
I am. Every time we get together, the laughter ensues.
Oh, yes.
The work goes down a little bit, but the work becomes more important, you know, and the laughter is just awesome. And you'll be seeing more of her from us. And also, thank you, Mark Machado, again, for being our first sponsor.
Thanks,
Really
Mark.
appreciate it, Mark and Corcoran Global. And, you know, don't forget to smile, share a smile with someone, make someone's day. Don't laugh at someone, but laugh with someone, or give them a reason to laugh.
Right.
Right, Mike? Do you know anything about
Exactly.
giving people a reason to laugh?
Well, I always say, you know, the real successes in the world aren't the people that love money and use people. They're the people that love people and use money and
Yeah.
laughter and joy
Yeah.
and compassion and kindness. And that's all we're asking. And it's not really that hard of a choice. And it's like Chris says, make good choices. And that's rarely the problem. If you do, teach your kid one thing, teach them to love and respect and include.
Yeah. I would say that's a wrap today, folks. We are all the remedy, you included, us included. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.
Hi, everybody. My name is Mark Machado. I'm a realtor with Corcoran Global Living, and I'm a proud sponsor of Donuts for Breakfast, and we are the remedy. I believe that Desire to Inspire Studios is a great and safe place for kids to learn. The opportunity to be able to come out and experience what it's like to be on a set, experience what it's like to work with other people, experience what it's like to have to create and build relationships with people that you're going to work with is so important. We need to respect our youth, and we need to teach them, we need to help them grow. And I think this is a great opportunity for us and myself as a sponsor to help those kids grow. If you like this programming and like helping our youth, please consider sponsoring the show. Thank you.